Alright, hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet, Ventus SGN. Alright, a viewer in my last video, actually, he wanted me to go over the build that I used in that previous video in a little more in depth. To cover some things that I didn't cover in that video, so I'll go ahead and do that. Basically, the build is just a basic solo, like, Photon Sword build that kind of makes it to where you can keep yourself alive with some heals, some defense spells, and some damage stuff with the sword. So the weapon that I'm going to be using for this one is the Kagemitsu G9 Type Z. Now, I know people are saying in the comments about Fatal Bullet, go and get one of those extra swords from the last dungeon. Listen, that's a little bit too much work. I mean, maybe one day, but it's not the day. So I'll just use my Photon Swords. I like the Photon Swords anyway. The Kagemitsu G9 Type Z, what I have, I went ahead and upped the percentages on crit rate, crit damage, weapon attack, and physical attack. And I believe that you don't get like an extra bonus with physical attack with Photon Swords. It's weapon attack that you get the extra bonus on. Now, again, if you want to get those percentages up, what you would have to do, I believe you just have to do New Game Plus. I haven't went ahead and done New Game Plus, but since I'm back on Fatal Bullet, if that's something you guys want to see, I'll start New Game Plus and I'll try to get those percentages up. I've never actually done it before, so I don't know what to do. So just let me know down in the comments exactly what I need to do. I think all you got to do is just do New Game Plus. But this is the sword that I'm using, the Kagemitsu G9 Type Z. Not the best Photon sword in the game, but it's pretty good, right? It's got a crit rate of 13.7% and a critical damage of 676.28%, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. For my secondary weapon, I'm using the Beetlejuice 3++. Nothing really special on this weapon. It's just a rank 10 weapon. I just have it on there for, you know, a pistol. And I guess I probably could change it out for something better. I really like running these Lightning MK pistols. I think they're really, really cool. But I don't have a whole lot of the Lightning MK pistols that I can use that are really strong. I think I gave them to my other characters, but that's probably my best pistol. But I'm just using this thing just because it's a pistol. So the main idea behind using a pistol like this is you get the pistol weapon art or weapon skill. I think it's called weapon arts in this game, that lets you spam skills over and over again once you build up enough like a weapon art meter. So that's the reason why I have a pistol on there. It's no other reason. For my outfit, I'm using the Nocturnal Lawson Coat M. I don't know. I don't remember where I got it from, so if you know where it is, you can let that guy know. I just think it looks really cool because it kind of looks like half of what Kirito normally wears in Fatal Bullet. And for my accessories, I've got Magician's Hat B, and I think I changed one of the skills out. Yeah, 147.00% of max HP recovered over 1 minute, so that is healing over time, that you just get automatic healing. I always thought this was a really cool skill. And then for my other accessory, we've got thin rimmed glasses, and on that I've got 147.00% of max HP recovered over time. Now, I'm still not too sure if these stack. I'd like to believe they're stacking. I think at one point in time somebody told me that these two don't stack if you have two of them on there, and that I should just use a different accessory. So if that is true, definitely let me know that down in the comments. I know this is supposed to be like a tutorial guide showing that guy my build, and I'm asking people to, like, you know, correct the build. So I don't know, it's learning experience from me and him, but this is the way that I think the build should work if I had no outside external like information. I just want to make sure I get as much healing over time as possible. Now, when it comes to my gadgets, I'm using First Aid Kit 2, Electromag Stun Trap, Anti-Ailment 2, and Melee Booster Kit 2. So First Aid Kit 2 temporarily allows you to gradually recover HP. So it's another heal over time, works faster than regular First Aid Kit. We got the Electromag Stun Trap. Place a mine on the ground that explodes when approached by an enemy or shot, deals little damage but inflicts stun build-up. Then we've got Melee Booster Kit 2, boost attack power more than regular kit and for longer, sacrifices bullet circle accuracy. So Melee Booster Kit, boost attack power more than a regular kit. Now, I'm not sure if this only works for melee attacks, but it says Melee Booster Kit, but the description doesn't say it's specifically just boost melee attack power. So it could boost your weapon attack power. I'm not sure. They're not too clear in the description, although looking at the name, it boosts your melee attack. And then we got Anti-Ailment Kit 2, temporarily increase your resistance to status ailments, more effective than regular kit. I like to have this on there because I hate being stunned. Like, I absolutely hate being stunned in this game. It turns me off of the PvP because that's literally when the last time I did PvP, it was just you get hit with something that stuns you and then they come and sword you to death and you die. So I hate being stunned. For the skill sets over on the pistol, we've got Power Field Shot 3, Guard Field Shot 4, Human Fortress 1, and Healing Field Shot 3. Now, the idea behind these 4 skills together, this is sort of the support that's keeping myself alive. We've got 2 skills that sort of buff my defense, Guard Field Shot 4, and then we've got Power Field Shot 3 to buff my attack. Now, the reason why I've got Human Fortress 1 and not Human Fortress 2, 3, or 4 is because I do believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, I do believe that in the comments section, the people who are more knowledgeable about this told me that you get more of a defense using Human Fortress 1 and Guard Field Shot 4 than having something like Armor Form. I do believe Armor Form 1, 2, 3, and 4, they do increase your defense, but I don't think they stack, I think is what it was. They don't stack with Human Fortress. I think one overrides the other, and you get more of a defense boost from Guard Field Shot 4. So you want to go Guard Field Shot 4 over Armor Form before more of a defense. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but I think that's exactly what they said. And if somebody's down there in the comments, like, again, one of you guys know exactly like the whole like mechanics behind it, definitely write an essay so that maybe in another video I can go over what you said and maybe help some more people who are brand new to the game. I personally think Human Fortress 4 is a better choice because it lasts a little bit longer, but they say Human Fortress 1 is better. I like Human Fortress, not for like any like defense purposes, like raising my defense score so I take less damage. I mean, that's an added bonus. That's a given. I like it because you don't get knocked back. That's the only reason I like Human Fortress, because you don't get knocked back, because it sucks when you're in the middle of trying to fight and you get hit by something, you get thrown backwards. All right, and then we've got Healing Field Shot 3. Now, I like this because this is like the only like, well, you've got the first aid kit, that's a self-heal, but this is like the only like self-heal you got in the game. You throw this down with your pistol, and you can heal yourself up over time, so I like to use this whenever I'm going in on a mission solo. Over on my swords, these are the skills that I'm running with: Horizontal Square 4, Cyclone 3, Azure Tempest, and Cyclone 4. Now, here's the thing, right? This is why I have this build. Cyclone 3 and 4, they provide knockback on your target. So whenever you do get that pistol weapon art off and you can spam your abilities, you can spam your weapon arts. You can spam Cyclone 3 and 4 over and over and over, and whatever target you're facing, they won't get to do anything, especially if you have them sort of stuck. You can keep doing this over and over and over. Cyclone 3, Cyclone 4, Cyclone 3, Cyclone 4. Maybe at some point in time hit the Horizontal Square 4 and hit some damage there. Azure Tempest is another one of these skills. It's one of the last skills that they brought to the game with swords. You do this, it also knocks your opponent back, or knocks your target back, so they can't do anything. So that's why I like these 3 skills. They just sort of provide knockback. Horizontal Square 4. I like Horizontal Square because it's like probably one of the only skills in the game that sort of launches you towards your target and then gives you this wide area of attack. You can hit your target, and even if you don't like exactly hit where your target's at, it's just a wide attack, right? You have a lot of margin for error, I guess is what I'm trying to say with this one. A large margin of error, and you're going to hit whatever is in that little box. You're going to do some damage with this. Like you almost can't screw this one up. That's why I use it, because I'm kind of sped when it comes to this game. Alright, so this is a hardcore, well, not a hardcore, but it's a co-op mission. Hardcore, I believe it's hardcore. Okay. Alright, so this is one really difficult mission, and I think, okay, yeah, you spam that triangle button, and that's what it is. You spam a triangle button, and you can sort of get your meter up a little bit faster, I think is what it is, yeah. So I'm just going to try to spam that as much as possible, obviously. Hit the melee booster kit, hit the first aid kit, and then hit the anti-ailment. This is a really difficult mission. There are a ghost pet in here, and then there are multiple little berserkers that are running around. The berserkers, you can't really do damage to them, I don't think. I don't think the berserkers die. I think it's the ghost pet that you really got to worry about trying to kill. So I'm going to go right over to him and try to deal as much damage to him as possible and try to get him out of here. And hopefully I won't die too many times doing this, using this build. Now, I used this build on a couple of other monsters so far, and I've just been mollywopping everything. So I got to do something that's a little bit difficult. So this is a level 200 something enemy, and I actually get destroyed doing this. So let me go ahead and throw a heal out there, and this is the reason why I have that. Maybe put some Guard Field Shot 4 out, get away from this thing. And then put this out. Okay, yeah, the Bloody Butcher, it's weak. All right, it's down. I got to go and get the actual main enemy. Can I set... I don't think I can set my assist to heal me in this, right? I'm not sure. I don't think I can, though. All right, let's keep going. Keep spamming that button. Okay, looks like I'm about to get my weapon art real quick. I got to get another heal going on. I've got the healing over time that's coming as well. Put that. Okay, looks like my weapon art is about to be up. Yeah, my weapon art is up right now. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. Or not. Okay, here it is. Yeah, it's up. Okay, hit the weapon art. Now it's time to get this thing stun locked and endless abilities. And hope I don't die during this. Okay, here it is. Cyclone 3, Cyclone 4, Cyclone 3, Cyclone 4. Just an endless spam of Cyclone 3, 4 over and over. Now, I could go ahead and hit the Azure Tempest as well, but that would sort of break the flow. And then at the same time, I do believe what's going to happen is my meter is going to raise back up again, so I'll be able to hit the weapon art right after this and just keep doing this over and over again. So I think this is sort of like an easy cheese to beat this mission, right? And I think this is exactly why I put this specific build together way back when. So for the homie that asked me about this build, this is the reason why I put this build together. It's for this. Specifically for this mission, because I was always looking for a way to do this on my own, because it's very difficult. I believe I did this on stream one time, and I had a bunch of people that were really good at the game, very powerful characters at the game, doing this with me. Alright, let's go. Okay, looks like the Gimbu, he got away, or the Ghost got away, Gospit got away. I don't want him to get away at all, and I'm not exactly sure what his health is looking at right now, but I just want to keep this up. And this weapon art for the pistol, it lasts quite a long time, man. I'm just gonna keep going. All right. I just want to say right now, I want to say thank you to everybody who has returned for the Fatal Bullet content and who is still supporting the channel. I know it's been a while since I've been posting the Fatal Bullet stuff. Here's the thing, right? I always fall into this little Fatal Bullet trap because I want the channel to do well, obviously, and I've been trying to find other avenues or other outlets for the channel to do well as far as gaming content. And, you know, the Yu-Gi-Oh!, the Demon Slayer was doing pretty good on the channel for a while. I would like my Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos to do a little bit better, but, you know, it is what it is. And I always, like, post the random Sword Art Online video because I feel like a new SAO game comes out, I kind of want to play it, I kind of want to cover it, and somebody says something about Fatal Bullet, so I post a Fatal Bullet video, and obviously the Fatal Bullet videos kind of blow up because this channel is sort of like built on the Fatal Bullet. So, again, you know, not looking to gift horse in the mouth. I was thinking about it today. It's like, you know what? I'm just so appreciative and thankful that I do have this amazing, like, loyal fan base that watches me for Fatal Bullet, and I'm about to get my pistol art again if I don't die right here. It seems like these butchers are really just drawn to you. Look, bro, this is so irritating. They won't attack anything else but you. I just want to get over here next to this thing, hit the weapon art, and then go back to slaying like I know I can. Okay, here. Where did you go? Come here. Come here. When you want to fight it, it does not want to fight you. But when you don't want to fight it, it comes to exactly to where you're at. That did not do that much damage at all. Bro, why are you backing up? Just stay still. So frustrating. And where are all the butchers, you know? When I didn't want to fight, those butchers were right on my tail. But now that I have my weapon art, I'm doing stuff and things, these butchers don't want to be around at all. But that's okay, though. So, I got back to watching Sword Art Online, right? And I had a question, and I think somebody else answered it in the comments, and they were talking about NPCs in the game. There are NPCs in the game, in SAO. They talked about them. Because the episode I watched was when they got Yui. And for whatever reason, I never paid attention to what Yui actually was. I just thought she was just some sort of glitch thing, right? And watching the episode back, paying attention to it, this is sort of crazy, so, like, weird that I never really paid attention to it before. She was a mental health, like, assistant, right? And what's kind of crazy about the whole thing is her job was to go to players whenever they were having mental health issues when they were stuck inside the game. And that was her function, right? But what's weird about it is when she was giving her little, speech or her monologue or whatever like that, she said that she was banned. Like, she was blocked from going to characters to help them. She was sitting there watching as they were offing themselves because they were depressed or whatever in the game, and she couldn't do anything. So my question then becomes, how was she able to go to Kirito and Asuna in that forest? She specifically said she saw them in the forest and she went to them. Now, maybe she didn't warp exactly to them, but she went to their location and then she interacted with them. I don't know. That's kind of weird, right? And do you think, and this is the real thought that I wanted to have behind this, if you have like a VR sort of thing, because I'm guessing that in whatever world they live in SAO Tokyo or whatever, for the VR to be a thing with the FDA or whatever FCC, they needed to have a UE-like thing in there, right? So do you think you would need, if you were in SAO, some sort of like bot or some sort of AI that was there to help you deal with mental health issues while you're in the game? To me, that sounds like the dumbest thing in the world. It does. It sounds like the dumbest thing in the world. And my first initial thought was that the Akihiko Kaiba guy, that he put the mental health AI in the game, in SAO specifically, it was to deal with players who were getting depressed. He didn't want the people to die because obviously I don't think it was his intention for people to want to die while they're playing SAO, because he wanted people to live in his make-believe world and, control their lives or whatever like that. So you can't do that if people are dead. So if his ultimate goal was to keep people in this imaginary fake-ass world, why would he ban Yui from doing that? Because obviously, I personally probably wouldn't off myself if I'm in SAO. If I'm in SAO, this is what I'm doing. I am trying to stay alive, all right? I am not going out on the front lines. I am not fighting in anybody's war. However, I'm not going to be weak either. I'm going to slow grind. And that's another thing that kind of sucks about it, right? I know I've talked about this in a video before. I remember specifically talking about this. You only have so many enemies, and there was like no respawn of enemies. I thought that was pretty stupid. And I guess that was just all of Akihiko Kaiba was trying to say there's an eventual end to this world. Like, eventually people will all die, and nobody will be able to grind. Like, I guess that's kind of the reason why Kirito was as strong as he was, and nobody else was as strong as him, because he was able to grind the monsters that they couldn't grind and get the EXP that they couldn't get. I imagine, and I'm pretty sure there was like a power leveling thing, right? I don't know. I imagine there probably would be a safeguard against power leveling, but at the same time, how would they? Because if you're with a group and you guys are fighting some strong monster in SAO, this is just me using SAO logic on SAO logic, right? Everybody had... One person can't defeat one powerful monster in SAO, right? In the actual anime. One person can't do it. They needed an entire raid party. So when the entire raid party, wins the boss, they all get an amount of EXP, right? And so since one person can't be strong enough to do it, they all need to be doing their part to win. So what if you have some person who is under level? Let's say Sachi is in this raid party, right? And she's doing her own thing, somehow manages not to die. She's going to get hella EXP, right? Because she was there. Everybody gets their fair share of EXP. Do you think they allocate it to where it's like, yeah, you're this level, so you only get this much EXP? I don't think it's like that. It could be like that. That's the only way that he probably could have safeguarded it to like stop people from power leveling. But I assume that if Kirito took Selka out and took her to a dragon's lair to get some dragon poop, right? And he had to actually defeat the dragon. I imagine that Selka gets dragon EXP. Am I wrong in thinking that? It would kind of suck if it's not like that. I wouldn't want to play in a game that's not like that. I don't know. I've played some games before, and it just does feel kind of like cheesy when you are power leveling. And if you don't know what power leveling means, it basically means like, this is how it was described to me, and this is how it was done for me. I used to play a bunch of MMOs on my computer, my very first computer, that were free to play. And basically, I would attach myself to stronger players and auto-follow them while they would just go and just destroy waves of enemies that were too strong for me to defeat. And I would just get just waves of EXP and just power level. You just get stronger, like instantly. Like every wave was a new level until it became 2 waves was 2 level. You know what I mean? So I assume it was like that in SAO. But then again, knowing that this guy probably wanted the crowd to thin out, it probably wasn't like that. But again, like I said in one of my previous videos, looking at that stadium when Kaiba fought with Kirito, there were a lot of people in the stands. Were all of them NPC? Were most of them NPC? And I think my friend quoted, he came up with a very interesting point that he doesn't believe that the fight between Akiko Kaiba and Kirito was like that greatly advertised, right? I don't think it was advertised, so it was probably, the stands were probably inflated with people. Or if they maybe did some advertising, I'm not sure, I don't know. Just an interesting world. And another thing that I want to touch on here is going back again to Yui. She had a sword when she fought that demon monster thing and protected Kirito and Asuna. She had a sword that had fire on it. It had magic on it. Why didn't SAO have magic, man? Because you saw, like, if you go back and you watch it, you can remember what I'm talking about. That attack looks so cool. And at the time, and this is me being stupid, not paying attention, just being just overwhelmed and overawed and just amazed at the animation on the screen, because finally we got to see some magic. I was always under the impression that Yui just could do that. That was just her thing. And then looking back at it again, I just realized, like, oh, wait, she can't do that? All she did was access a GM computer and it allowed her to just destroy the monster with little to no difficulty? I thought that was kind of sucky. I wanted her to be kind of powerful, you know what I mean? Like, I thought it was kind of cool if she had those abilities, she could do those things, and just kind of take stuff out. It would be kind of a cheat code, though. It would be like Beerus and Whis with Goku. Whenever there's a problem, you just, hey, God of Destruction, hey, we need your help. There's something going on here. Can you kind of help us out? That was so dumb in Dragon Ball Super. Like, whenever something happened, they got the God of Destruction right there. It was like a safety net. I think they did a really good... I'm going to use my ult on this thing right now because it's kind of low, right? I think I can kill it with my ult. I just got to make sure it stands still in place for it. This might be it right here for it. I don't know how much damage I'm doing. It didn't kill it. Are you serious? Wow, it didn't even do that much damage to it. That's crazy it didn't do that much damage to it. Maybe if I used a stronger sword, it probably would do more damage. I thought it was actually going to destroy this thing, but I guess not. There was something else I want to talk about when it comes to SAO. I can't remember exactly what that was. Dang, it just was on my mind. Alright, well, whatever. I'm just going to focus on killing this thing. I got to get my weapon art back. I thought for sure that was going to kill it. That was probably a bad decision on my part. This thing is pretty much almost dead, though. I'm surprised that I didn't die not one time. This is crazy. I will admit, though, I did this once and died immediately, and I couldn't remember if this was the hard one. So I went to the lesser one, and I wiped it out immediately, and I'm like, okay, so this is the one that I'm supposed to do. But it's a pain in the ass, right? Look at all these things around. Like, it's such a pain in the ass. And that's the reason why I won't do, like, the little ending dungeon, because it is too much of a pain in the ass, man. I tried it one time, bro. It's just, I don't know. I still feel some type of way that they put those swords. They locked the Giga Cedar, or the metal swords. They locked it behind this. And the thing that really kind of stops me from doing it, right, is the drop rates of the weapon. There's very poor drop rates, and the weapon itself, you might get a really crappy weapon. And I don't think that's right. I don't think they should do that in games where you kind of have to grind for weapons. There shouldn't be too crappy of, oh, this thing's almost dead. There shouldn't be too crappy of weapon drops that you can get. If you did all the stuff, especially for that little ending dungeon that they did with all the floors, if you did that dungeon and you got as high as you can get to that dungeon and you get to bro, you need to be rewarded. And it doesn't need to be with some crappy version of the weapon. It needs to be a good version of the weapon. And if not, they need to give us a better way to get that weapon. And I hope that... I don't remember if it was like that for Alicization. I don't think it was like that for Alicization. I think Alicization, you just had really crappy drops no matter what. Okay, now this thing is going to be finished. There's no way it's not finished by this one, right? There it goes. There it goes. Win. All right, so listen. This is a very long video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. It was something that you were looking for. I hope this helped for the buddy who wanted to see the build. If you have any more questions, definitely let me know. If you want to see more builds, just let me know that too, man, and I'll try to throw something together. I mean, I can go back and look at some of my old videos and sort of maybe update some of the builds and recreate them now, because I know it might be kind of hard to go back and look at some of those old ones. I can just maybe pick out some of my favorite ones and just redo them, all right? So I guess that's it. Peace.